Good morning and welcome to Conversations on the Block. I'm your host, Pat Robinson. Welcome to all my listeners, both on 94.7, New York's #1 for throwbacks, and to my Odyssey app community. And you know you can always directly connect to me by emailing me at patricia.robinson1@odyssey.com or even following me on Instagram at Convos on the Block. So today we are talking about organizations that are doing the work to help us win in the future. When we talk about workforce training, we understand that it gives us a chance to assess and take action for our knowledge and skills to prepare us for the current workforce and prepare us for anticipated knowledge and skills for the future jobs that are coming our way. There is an organization called Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. And for over 4 decades, this organization has helped New Yorkers navigate pathways to opportunity for themselves and their families. They provide job training, education, employment placement assistance, and they help the communities improve and achieve economic mobility. But more than that, at the helm of the leadership is someone who is phenomenal. And I'm going to share her bio with you. It's a lot, but it makes me so happy to know that at the helm of organizations like this, leadership exists. Dr. Darlene Williams is a visionary and transformational executive leader with a strong commitment to empowering vulnerable communities as well as issues related to social injustice. Dr. Williams' career is in nonprofit organizations, New York City government, and academia, which was guided by a commitment to anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion. She served New York City for over a decade in various city agencies in which she implemented and developed successful initiatives, programs, and had the honor of working with City Hall to create the first New York City agency in over 20 years, and that is the New York City Department of Veterans Services. Incredible. Dr. Williams has over 2 decades of nonprofit executive leadership experience, which provided her with insight into the needs of nonprofit organizations, governance, leadership, as well as the important mission of service for vulnerable populations. As the executive leader of a $130 million nonprofit during the height of COVID-19 pandemic, she developed critical policies to ensure that the work of the essential teams was not interrupted by the numerous barriers experienced during that unprecedented time in society. New Yorkers depend on the non-for-profits for critical support. Her transformative and visionary leadership abilities, as well as her connection to New York City government and nonprofit organizations, has placed her in a place of strength, awareness, and determination to effect positive change. She's also very active in her community, proud member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. She serves on the ministerial staff at the local church. She's on the board of trustees, executive committee for Metropolitan College of New York. I mean, this bio is really hefty, but I want to stop the bio, but not before I give you this sentence, New York City. Dr. Williams' service goes beyond her profession as she serves her primary mission as a wife to the Assistant Chief Kevin A. Williams, Sr., who is currently the borough commander of the NYPD Queens South, and her amazing children. I mean, we're talking about power on top of power. Welcome to the show, Dr. Williams.
Thank you so much. It is an honor and privilege to be here and to be talking to you today.
Wonderful. You should know that I am a big supporter and a big fan of Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. I was introduced to this organization probably about 8 years by now. And I am so impressed with the level of training that is available for the younger generations and even the adult generations, but more importantly, the outcomes that are happening in that organization. So talk to us about Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow and its mission and why it's relevant today.
Yes, it's amazing that you are a big fan of OBT. We have been around for 40 years. I am so proud to serve as its only its 4th president and CEO during that time. And our mission is really focus on breaking the cycle of poverty and inequity. And we do that through education, job training, and employment. And as you said, our outcomes is really what makes us so strong and our comprehensive services that we provide. So our goal is really to strengthen the workforce, and our individuals that come to OBT are all individuals who are either living in challenging situations, had a hard time in life, and just need a little bit of help. Mm-hmm. So we focus on really serving as that bridge
Mm-hmm.
to youth, to individuals, to adults, and to families in these communities to really help them recover from COVID, recover from the workforce issues that have occurred, but also to make sure that they have a real chance of being sustainable for their families.
And thank you for sharing that. And when I had visited OBT some years ago, what I was most impressed about was not only the quality of programs that were available to participants, but it was the level of care that when you walked in those buildings and you went to a site, there was this different kind of care that embraced you. And that care translated through the education and the academics that were happening in those programs. And so I'm in a position now where I can hire people at my organization. And I got to tell you, in 2022, I needed a position filled. And guess who was the first organization that I called? It was Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. Yeah, OBT. And I hired a superstar who's still currently with me today. And her name is Janae Antoine. And she was a participant in OBT and just has the most incredible work ethic. So share with New York City some of the kind of trainings that are available in this program.
That's amazing. I'm really glad to hear that because we really want to make sure that our participants, our youth and our adults leave our programs with a sense of confidence so that they can ensure that they get the jobs and the careers that they need and deserve, but also that they can be successful. So within our programs, we really focus on 3 core values: integrity, teaching respect for commitments personally and professionally, excellence, pushing ourselves and one another to be our very best, and really instilling a sense of empowerment to ensure that our participants know that power and positive change starts with them. So we offer all types of trainings, and the trainings are free of charge to all our participants. We do not charge for them. So we have trainings such as assisting individuals to get their GED, certification and apprenticeship programs such as medical administrative assistant, masonry programs, stay-at-work programs. We have programs for our parents who are in OBT. So we have empowerment classes and programs to teach our individuals how to be child care workers if they would like to do that. And then, COVID taught us that we don't always have to be in person. So we really have increased our programs related to digital transformation and technology. So we have a lot of tech programs from cloud support engineering, digital marketing, Facebook analytics, Google certifications, just anything that our participants need to ensure that they are able to pass those certification classes and get the jobs that they need. Our cloud support training, some of our individuals leave those programs getting positions making $30,000 to $48,000 per year, graduating from OB2. So it's really an amazing program. And just to speak about the person that you hired, we have a lot of alum that come back to OBT and apply for jobs and actually work in our organization, which is a great testament to our programs because then they can be a testimony to the new participants coming in and share their story of success.
That's incredible. And, the level of what you're talking about, the variety of programs that are available, because we do hear a lot, like if you look in the news now, you'll see all of the, sometimes things become hashtags and they just become words that are overused, but then you don't really find organizations that are really putting, these things into action. But these are certifiable programs that the participants are walking out and they're ready to work. So as we talk about that, do you find is your organization one that struggles with finding support from employer organizations taking participants when they're ready to go, or are they well versed with your program? Is that still a problem?
We have such a good relationship with our stakeholders and our partners that we don't have an issue with that. We have a full workforce innovation team, and their sole goal is the outcome for the participants. So after our program team works with our participants to complete the programming, the training, the courses, and the certifications, our participants then are transferred directly to our workforce innovation team. And that's where they have the job readiness skills. Right. That entire team, our career development specialists, they connect them to the employers. But before they do that, they work with them on their resumes. They help them develop their LinkedIn profile. They do job mock interviews with them, and our board members come in and help that interview process. So they're really fully prepared for the workforce before they even get to the interview. And I think because of that process, our employers, they call us, looking for interns, looking for participants to really work in their organization.
No, that's really interesting that you said that. So you said a few things there. You said the board members participate in that process. So that's a new thing that I've heard. That's amazing, right? And I hope New York City, if you are on a board of directors or if you know about board of directors, that's an amazing opportunity to utilize your board of directors to kind of share forth their experiences. But also, I guess I should have made myself more clear, because I asked you, is that still a problem? And when I said that, I was really thinking about it in a broader spectrum, because I remember back when, summer youth employment opportunities would open up, there used to be just across New York City this hesitancy with employers willing to open their doors for programs, right? So it took a lot of advocacy from, the workforce side to try to help employers understand the value of programs. But it appears now that shift has taken place, especially when you're putting a lot of value and stake in the game with such as your organization.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think also why OBT is not experiencing challenges with that is because we also have such a comprehensive program that our partners know that. So every participant is engaged with a case manager, a social worker, and resources to help them just holistically in their life so they can be prepared for the workforce. Because, let's be honest, if you have food insecurity, if you have housing insecurity, the last thing you are concerned with is training and a job, because you want to make sure that you're able to take care of yourself and your family. So because we help our participants holistically and really all of the wraparound services that they need when they step out into the workforce, they're prepared, they're confident, and they're ready. So our business partners, our employers, we have long-standing relationships, and they know about those components of our program. So we're not really struggling in that area.
That's awesome. And I love the fact that it's a holistic approach. And New York City, if you are just joining, you are listening to Dr. Darlene Williams, President and CEO of Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. And you are listening in to Conversations on the Block. I'm your host, Pat Robinson. Okay, so another question for you. So as the leader of an organization that primarily serves the BIPOC population, how are you infusing a foundation of equity in the work?
That's so important. I'm so glad you asked that question. When I came into OBT, one of the things I noticed during my initial assessment is that we did not have a forward-facing mission statement related to racial equity and diversity. And that's one of the things that I really set in my vision to really accomplish that. OBT has an amazing internal DE&I committee, and they really just needed someone to come in and show support for the mission and what they were bringing to the organization. So I came in and ensured that we created that mission statement from scratch. The team created it, the OBT staff, and it really focuses on ensuring that we have, as an organization, a real forward-facing mission, and we champion and authorize racial equity and diversity in our organization and everything that we do. So we've done some things just over the past year on training our entire team on DE&I, training our leadership, and ensuring that it's incorporated in everything we do, from our curriculum to our job descriptions, and also training our board of directors, because we want to make sure that our participants see individuals that understand the challenges that they're going through, but also someone that they can relate to. So I've really ensured that we incorporate a racial equity lens in everything that we do, OBT, and ensuring that it's at the forefront and people know how important it is to the organization, to our mission.
That's incredible. And I would imagine that people probably are excited to work at an organization where not only is the culture in place, the purpose is aligned, the mission is aligned, but then you've opened the door and you've embraced the whole DEI perspective, and you included people to kind of help make sure that is massaged throughout the actual organization. And a lot of organizations are just not there yet.
That's so important. We have such a great dedicated staff at OBT. And, all organizations went through challenging times over the past couple of years, especially essential workers. And
Yep.
OBT, is an essential working organization. So really just ensuring that we are aligned with the commitment to our work and just breaking those oppressive barriers and really serving as a bridge for individuals to have sustainable economic opportunities to really strengthen the workforce, I think is so important. And we can't strengthen the workforce without talking about race.
That's it.
We can't do that without talking about the inequities that exist in our society, particularly for the individuals we serve. 97% of our population are Black and brown youth who are disconnected from school and from work. And to your earlier point, those are the individuals that are usually marginalized and don't have the opportunities for employment. So that's why we put so much care and concern into making sure that we pay attention to those issues and we call it out.
Yeah. And so employers, if you are listening and you are not participating or partnering with organizations like this is a great time for you to look up opportunities for a better tomorrow. So next year is OBT's 40th anniversary, and the organization has had such a phenomenal impact on the economic and workforce development for the individuals that you serve. What are the plans for that celebration?
We are so excited about next year. We've already started looking at some of the things that we want to do. And, we talked about our alum earlier, and that's one thing I want to focus on for our 40th. I really want to make sure that we bring back those individuals who graduated from the program, those individuals who are so successful right now, who really benefited from OBT, so they can tell their testimony. We can honor them and really, acknowledge where they are now. So one of our goals is to really highlight our alumni from OBT. Also really to just celebrate the foundation of the organization.
Yeah.
We have some board members who've been there since the beginning, some staff members who've been there since the beginning, and just the hard work and the dedication of the staff throughout the entire pandemic. The overnight OBT had to go from being in person to being virtually online and just doing that shift, right? That pivot that everyone did. So really taking some time to, focus on the staff and really recognize them.
Right.
We're doing that in December. We're actually going to I'm hosting the first ever employee wellness retreat to really focus on the wellness of the staff. Yeah, so really want to make sure that we take care of our staff so they can take care of everyone else. But next year, we're hoping to have a big gala, a big celebration in October. So I'll definitely make sure you get that information and just celebrate the 40 years of our success.
That's wonderful. You gave me an idea. I think I'm going to go back to my job and talk to them about a wellness retreat. That's amazing. And I'm looking forward to the 40th anniversary also. So now for New York City, how can anyone interested in connecting with OBT for services or partnership reach you?
So you can go to our website at www.obtjobs.org. We are on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and for Idealist, we're on there as well because we have some jobs that are available. But also you can just come visit us. Our main office is in Sunset Park, so we're at 882 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn, and we also have an office in Bushwick. We are looking forward to anyone that wants to engage with us to just reach out to us.
You know what I love about this organization? Because not only is it for the younger generation, but you have adult programs. And I would imagine that the adults are probably absorbing as much as they can, especially in this space with this level of operational excellence that you guys serve. I mean, what are your adult programs like? I'm sure those are there are probably no space left in those programs.
No, you are so right. Our adult programs are amazing. Our adult programs occur in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and we offer English as a second language courses. We offer high school equivalency courses for our adults, basic computer skills, job placement services, resume development. But two things in particular that I love about our adult programs is we offer a gun violence prevention program.
Wow.
And in the height of what we see now across the city and across the world, we see a lot of gun violence. So the program is specifically designed for young adults between 18 and 24 who are out of school and out of work. And it's really training as a deterrent away from gun violence. We bring in different organizations focused on gun violence prevention in the community to really just talk to them and connect them to services that can really help them just get away from that challenge that they're facing. Another program with our adults, our immigrants. Currently, OBT has served over 50 asylum seekers. They have joined our adult programs, and we are offering not only immigration programs, but English as a second language, but we help individuals train to take the citizenship exam so they can become U.S. citizens in the United States. And that's something that has really been just phenomenal to see families after they pass that exam.
I mean, just the fact that anti-gun violence from a workforce training perspective is probably one of the most brilliant ideas that I've heard in some time. Kudos to you for initiating that. And I hope that others that are listening can replicate and start those programs in whatever space that you're in. But yeah, you know, free continuous learning is an opportunity for everyone. And especially when you're, again, I'm just gloating because I really am a true fan and believer of OBT. And I know you guys really put the work in, and it shows through the participants when they are in the program and when they leave the program. I do remember that. Do you guys still do like these debates? You used to do like these debates or something.
Yes, debate day. So we haven't done it since COVID, but we are actually in December planning a debate day and a career day.
Oh, wow.
And what debate day is, our participants come in and they pick a topic, you know, something that they are interested in that's happening in society. They choose sides, and we have some members of our board of directors. A lot of lawyers are on our board of directors, and they debate the conversation. They debate the topic in front of a live audience, and those are some of the most intense conversations, and just amazing to hear the knowledge and how aware our participants are.
I love it, and I have to tell you the truth. I saw it years ago, and I'm like, what a genius idea. And I mean, it really
Yes.
is a live environment. I actually teach part-time at Westchester Community College, and I adopted that practice into my classroom with the college students.
Awesome.
I sure did.
It's amazing.
It is, because it gives you a chance to free think, and I teach speech and communication. So it kind of, when you're in your debate mode and you're passionate about what you believe in, you free flow. So that is such an amazing thing. So I would love to see it come back, and would love to be invited to a debate day for OBT in the future for sure. Well, you know what?
Oh, absolutely.
You are doing incredible work. You should definitely be proud of yourself. I am just excited to know that at the top of this organization is someone so committed and just really engaged and really understands and cares about the future of our generations, and cares about the adults who are trying to figure it out in terms of their career. Some are reinventing their career, some are coming back to the workforce, some are switching careers. So just having these programs at this level of excellence is just so important. So I want to thank you for joining today, and please stay in touch, because if there are any initiatives or anything that are coming up that you want New York City to know about, I will welcome you back to the block. We are going to do this again because we want to remind New York City next year for the 40th anniversary that's going to be happening in December. So you are more than welcome to come back.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having us today, and thank you for being such a fan of OBT.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Awesome. Thank you. So there you have it, New York City. Workforce training. Workforce training is very important. You know, it gives an organization opportunity to take untrained workers and raise the value of their output and their production. It gives us a chance to diversify the skill sets and upskill for employees. It gives us a chance to offer morale of employees and just make them feel adequate and a part of the fabric of the organization. And then you'll realize that what will happen in organizations is that the amount of turnover will stop, right? So if you're an organization and you got a lot of turnover going on, hey, you might want to look at what you need to do to incentivize your employees. Are you giving them fair and ample opportunity to learn? Are you upskilling them? Is the management effective? Like, this is an ongoing conversation, But this organization, Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow, is really a model of excellence as it relates to preparing the young adults and adults for futures and careers. And they really put a lot of care and emphasis into what will the outcome be so that it can be a productive one, not only for the participants, but for the employers that are going to be taking those participants. So I want to thank you, New York City. We know programs like this are invaluable. The leadership who are committed to these spaces are invaluable. So I wanted to thank Dr. Darlene Williams, because people like her are invaluable. So let's continue to support these programs by opening up our doors, for student placement, for adult placement, for job opportunities, partnerships, and mentorships. I even heard earlier that she said that the board of directors was involved. So let's make sure that we're intentful about helping to move the needle in the workforce development and workforce training arena. So until we talk next week, be wise, be kind, and be on time next week for my show. I'm your host, Pat Robinson, and you have been listening to Conversations on the Block.